Usher shit first. Let's talk about this Usher shit first, and we're gonna talk about Deadpool last. So, because I don't have a lot to say about the Usher performance, I will say on my timeline, I have a couple thoughts about the Usher performance. So, on my timeline, I did see a lot of people hating on the Usher's performance, and I just didn't know. So that kind of made me wonder if it was going to be good or not, because I just didn't know where that hate was coming from. But like I said, I just watched it before I came online, excuse me, for the first time. And I have to say, I thought his performance was phenomenal. I thought his performance was absolutely phenomenal. And I think that is in part largely to largely to sorry. Sheesh. There you go. So I think that Usher's performance, besides him, like he obviously he's an amazing performer. He's a seasoned performer. But Usher has some of the greatest songs in the world. Like some of the greatest songs we've ever heard. And as dumb as it sounds and obvious as it sounds to say that the music and the songs make a difference, like I don't care if you have all the pyrotechnics in the world, all the dancers in the world, if your songs ain't touching a nerve like that, then your performance can only be so great, right? And like Prince has good songs. I'm not knocking Prince. Michael, of course, is the king. And Dre has good songs, but Usher has phenomenal songs, like phenomenal songs. And so that just made this performance to me one of the best ones that I've ever seen. Like from beginning to end to after the night. But what's the song they started off with? I always go to You Don't Have to Call automatically, but the one they started off with, I'm the kind of brother who been doing it my way, getting my way for years. Like that shit is crazy, bro. Like that performance was that I think that took Usher to another level, and it was really, really dope to see in my mind. Uno says white people don't know R&B, so everyone hating is white. And then Usher being Usher, touching niggas' wives. This performance was top 5, and it honestly might be 2 because Prince really made it rain. Caught up. I love Usher. Yeah, the bro. Like, and you know what else we gotta acknowledge? Swag is everything. Niggas try to discredit swag, but swag is everything, and that nigga Usher got it, bro. Like, I don't hesitate. I have no hesitations to let y'all know Usher got hella swag, bro. Like the way he's just like floating through the whole situation, because I'm like generally not a fan of watching grown men dance. You know what I'm saying? Something about that has lost its like luster for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm no longer impressed when I see niggas gliding and moonwalking and shit like that. It looks kind of crazy to me. But Usher is an exception, man. He is a very talented, just swagged up individual. And it's not the dance moves, it's the swag. And that's why there has never, in my mind, there can never even be a competition between Usher and Chris Brown. Because yes, Chris Brown is talented. Yes, Chris Brown got vocals, and yes, he can dance and he's acrobatic and all that shit. But the nigga's swag is not there. It's not Usher swag. It's just not. Like, I'm sorry. And that swag, it makes all the difference. Uno says that's my favorite artist of all time. R&B artists, like, honestly, I can't even like,
hell yeah,
I can't even argue with that. R&B artists, Usher is like, to me is unquestionable. Like who else would even be in that conversation with him? And I'm not knocking Chris. Chris is good, bro. But there is no Chris Brown without Usher. You know what I'm saying? Like, so to me, that's not a conversation that can be had. That's like asking. It's just not a conversation that can be had. Like Usher is, it's like comparing Usher to Michael. Like there is no Usher without Michael. Like that's not a conversation that can be had. And Usher don't even, I think Chris Brown's catalog might be bigger than Usher's, but Usher's catalog is so much more impactful because he has a way higher percentage of great songs. Not good songs, great songs. Chris Brown don't have a lot of great songs, bro. Let's just be real about that. He got good songs, and he has a couple great songs. Most of Usher's songs are great songs. And I think that makes a difference. There is a huge distinction between good and great. And then the Uno says, hey, I love both, but Usher got more hits. Usher, R&B, Drake, hip hop, yeah, yay. So Usher, R&B, Drake, hip hop, yay, production, future hip hop. Those are my favorites, probably. It's not. Usher got more 20 top tens. Chris got one good album, his first one. Yeah, like, and Chris will put out a phenomenal song like every one phenomenal song like every 15 years. Usher will just drop like a phenomenal Lucy. Like a phenomenal Lucy. Like he didn't even sing half of the song. He didn't sing "There Goes My Baby, Ooh Girl, Look at You." That was just like a little Lucy Usher dropped, and that shit is a banger, banger, banger. He didn't do "You Remind Me." He didn't do "Pop Your Collar." He didn't do "U-Turn." He didn't do "I Don't Know What You Came to Do, Girl. Ay, what you came to do tonight, but I came to party." Oh, like as I'm going through it in my mind, there is just no conversation about who is the king of R&B. There is no conversation. Usher has that shit hands down. And then I have to pause and take a moment to appreciate her. Her, to me, is like, if I knew some, like, yo, no disrespect to anybody, but her is like my, she's like this generation's Janelle Monáe in the sense that every time I see Janelle Monáe, I'm just like, those are two perfect human beings. Those are two perfect human beings that could get me to do anything that they wanted to do, even be faithful. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit is just bad. Like she's beautiful, she's talented, she's sexy, she's swagged out. The way she was swagging on that guitar, I have not seen enough headlines about her performance. Because I know it was short and I know she wasn't the main attraction, but like she came out for her little 60 seconds and embodied that shit. She looked phenomenal. She performed phenomenal. She was also big time swagging. Uno says she's Prince, and he said that Usher's the GOAT. Yeah, man, like that whole thing was dope. And then just at the end to see him say, I brought the world to the A. Like I turned the world into the A. Like to me, that hit on a couple different levels because like I got to watch a lot of those moments be put together. Like a lot of Usher's dancers I know, so like a lot of those moments I got to see up close. Like when You Don't Have to Call came out and it was like a new kind of phenomenal hit. To see it go from that to like the Super Bowl, and then all of this like Atlanta culture be showcased, which is black culture, which is black American culture, be featured on TV on the biggest stage in the world. It was a crazy thing to see. And it made me feel like it would be so dope to see something like that for the coast. But like, we can't even get to the point where we just want to work to like Atlanta wins because Atlanta is collaborative, bro. We can't even get to the point where we're like, we can work together so we can put our city on in that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just made me a little bit sad and high key jealous to see, Usher be able to rep his region on a stage that big, knowing that like I might not ever be alive to see something like that for my city, you know, like that shit sucks. And then a goofy notion I had, which that made me, it's just crazy. Like who did he write Confessions about? When he wrote Confessions and he cheated on that girl and told the world he got somebody else pregnant, was that to Chili? Because I just couldn't stop thinking about like how crazy it is that like every time this song is sung on a major stage, whoever that song is about has to relive that trauma and everybody is singing it to her. Like she is one person I do not envy being, yo. Like, cause that shit is a smash hit, and everybody knows about that song, and basically about how this nigga just had a side piece off on you, and you had to eat that. Like it's almost like the lesson here is, if you go and cheat on your person, if you go and cheat on your significant other and get somebody else pregnant, just make sure you write a hit song about it, because then you can perform it on the Super Bowl, and it's all good. Nobody will think you're a scumbag. You know what I'm saying? Like that's pretty much the moral of the story that I got with that song, with that. But besides that one scumbag moment, I think Usher, that to me is the best Super Bowl performance that I can remember. I know it was written by Jermaine Dupri, but wasn't it about Usher's, what was going on in Usher's life at the time, or that's about Jermaine Dupri's life? Either way, whichever woman it's about, I feel bad for her, yo, because that's like, you imagine every time she couldn't even go enjoy the Usher show in Vegas because she gonna have everybody singing about how this nigga cheated on her and had another baby. Like, that shit gotta be crazy. Gotta be crazy. Uno says it's from his ex-girl. Okay, second verse was B Pitts. Got you. I thought Brian Cox had something to do with that too. Did he? I guess I had a lot more to say about the Usher thing than I thought. Quick commercial break, y'all. Make sure you visit our website, bonfire.xyz. We have a bunch of new hoodies and designs up. They're available right now. They're flying off the shelf. Shout out to everybody who's getting their hoodies. Anything that's on Shopify, you can get 10% off of if you use the code DUWOP or Banks, BANKS. So head over there right now. Get yourself 10% off using the discount code Banks or DUWOP. And these are the ones I want to show you. We're starting to get into merchandise that reps cities, you know what I'm saying? So we'll have one for every city very soon. Right now we have San Luis Obispo with the Slow Life design, we have a Santa Barbara design, and we have a Lompoc design. All three of those come in four or five different colors. We have a Napomo one that's being finished, an Orchid one that's being finished, we have a Santa Maria one that's ready to go, and Ventura, Oxnard. All of those are coming down the pipeline. We will have at least one hoodie design and one t-shirt design for every single city on the coast, I promise. But right now we have Slow, Santa Barbara, and Lompoc, and those are available right now, so go get those. And we have our first piece of Cut and Sew merch, which is this sports jacket right here, the Slow Life sublimated sports jacket. It's all over printed, and it's only $69, and you can still get 10% off using the code Banks or DUWOP. It comes in black or green right now. We're gonna try to have every color of the rainbow eventually, but right now it's black and green. And get it while supplies last, because that's going to be a limited design for sure. The name Uno said, nigga had the Avengers. That's real. For Usher's Confessions album, he had, like, oh my God, it was the Avengers of writing for sure, because that album is so timeless and so classic. Because Jermaine, if we're being real, like, Jermaine Dupri's production is good, but it's not strong. And what I mean by strong is like his sound kits, the voices that he chooses to produce with are not strong, and so I don't think his production holds up well. But because the songs are written so well, and because his beats are good, even though the sounds are weak, the beats are good, it's still a timeless album. And that's just my opinion. But let me know. Do you agree in the chat? Let me know. And then yeah, let's definitely take it over to